Music. Music. Welcome to Tavern Talk. We are a full spoiler live talk show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan. Joining me as always is my brother Dance Machine and the Gleeman. And today we have a special guest, but let me tell you what we're going to talk about first. There's been a major announcement. Major, big news coming out of iWoT Studios. Just when we thought things could not get any better, all of a sudden, boom, fantasy news that we get to talk about. And Dan, first off, Dan, you barely made it. Good job. We've had
technical
man. Yeah.
It's the worst. I hate it.
You would think we'd get this figured out by now, Dan. But hey,
who knows?
After 6 years, we're still snafooing. But speaking of snafus, we have a special guest. Let's bring him in right now. You know him, you love him. Tom DeSimone. And you are muted, my friend.
My bad. Hello.
All right. Tom, I expect better. You're a
How
are you?
Doing well. We're having a great time. You know, it's Sunday night. Tavern Talk is live. We have some of our old favorites in chat. It's always good to see everybody. But yeah, like, we're trying to figure out, like, before we started this show, Jansen and I were just talking about, like, how do we do this? We don't want to just sit here being negative. That's not what we really want to be about. So,
you're not going to like my comments.
Okay, well, I mean, you're allowed. Everyone's allowed to their opinions, but let's, I almost want to just like, okay, yeah, we all know, yeah. I mean, all of this is just confusing to me. Last I heard, oh no, everyone got fired from the Wheel of Time video game, and like we all thought the video game is not happening. Well, apparently it still is, and then now apparently iWoT. Okay, well, everyone, if you don't know, iWoT Studio just announced that they are partnering up with Arcane Studios. I think not the studio that made the animated series Arcane, and they're making an animated Wheel of Time series, which I can't tell you how excited I am. And universally, this is the one thing we've heard from every guest, everybody who's ever been on our show, talking about what they want to see, how they wish this was going down, blah, blah. Everyone said, we want animated, and now we're getting it. And I'm so excited. Apparently, there's also 3 movies. So we're talking 3 movies, animated series. They're promising. But also, iWoT has a history of promising big stuff. They promised that they're going to give us a massive MMO RPG that involved the entire story of Wheel of Time, and they're going to come out in like 2 years.
You got to go back to the beginning, though. That's not even the beginning. You got to go back to 2008, which was the first time they talked about doing a video game. And it's so long ago that it was literally for the Wii, like the Nintendo Wii.
Gross.
that was the first iteration of their. And I hate to just be negative, but these guys have been literally talking about making WoT things for more than 20 years now, and the only thing they've made is Winter Dragon and a lawsuit against Harriet.
Yeah, okay.
Well, all right. The Winter Dragon is very interesting because I was doing a little research, and I don't have my phone because I have to record on my phone instead of on my computer. But I had this Reddit page pulled up. So apparently, iWoT, or it was Red Eagle, iWoT owns the Wheel of Time rights in perpetuity. It's theirs because in the contract it said if they got something on TV they could have it, or something along those lines. And so that's why that FXX thing at 1:30 in the morning that only aired once with the amazing Billy Zane, that is why that caused the entire franchise to be owned by these 2 men who bought it for, I think, for $600,000, which was a good deal for them. Yeah,
partially right. That's part. It's not in perpetuity, which means forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a time frame on those things, and the time frame on the thing is why they made Winter Dragon. If they didn't make a honest attempt, and Jensen knows how this works, if they didn't make an honest attempt at making something for television, the rights would revert back to the estate. And Winter Dragon was them trying to, I'm trying to take my opinion out of it, was them saying that they were making an honest attempt at making a show with that pilot episode, is what they called it.
Yeah.
And then they sued. Yeah, and then they sued Harriet for defamation and to hold on to the rights. But the lawsuit was withdrawn.
Crazy. That's when it gets crazy. And so, okay, I know. So how do we like butter this toast? How do we like?
Well, Harriet has certainly amended things a bit because she was an executive producer. They didn't need to have her involved at all. They chose to.
Wait, what are we talking about? What are we
I'm talking about with the Amazon, the Wheel on Prime.
Yeah, but iWoT and Red Dragon had nothing to do with that. Their names were on it in in not even executive, but in producer credit only.
From what I understand, they have amended a little bit, at least professionally. Is this wrong?
From a standpoint of like what I know on the inner workings of things, I have heard no difference in their change in anything since 2009, 2008.
I mean, I've read a lot about them, and from everything that I can gather is, before they're obviously, Wheel of Time fans or anything like that, these guys are businessmen. This was a business transaction. They're looking for a return. And here's the thing, like, the reason why they're looking at the animated series announcing this shit is because they're waiting for investors to come in. They're trying to figure out whoever's going to give them the most money that they can, because they know that they're going to make more money off of kids playing a video game than they are going to offer any of us who want to actually see this entire series actually put on a game or on an animated series. And they're doing it, they're trying to do it right, because they're going to do one of them first, so the next one will make them even more money. That's the only reason they're doing this shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, because I've looked up everything about some of these guys, and some of these guys don't do anything. Like, at all. Like, nothing. I was looking.
It's two people. It's two people specifically. Larry, and it's funny because of his last name, Larry Mandragon. And
that can't be real, right? That can't be real.
That's how he's always been introduced. That's his name on all his stuff.
That can't be real.
Maybe he has I don't know. And then Rick Selvig are the two people that are involved.
And I've looked up Rick Selvig a lot about his stuff, a lot of the companies, like, because I'm like, with my IMD membership, and like going into everything, I've found every production company that he's been affiliated with, and like, I don't see a lot coming out. Now, there's a little bit, but I don't see a lot of work coming out. Like, and yeah, I mean, and I'm going to be honest with anybody who's listening. Yes, I was probably the very last person to be positive about this show. And there's a lot of reasons for that.
The Amazon show.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One of the biggest reasons is because I am an actor by trade, and the opportunity for me to express my craft with something that I love as much as this would have made me extremely invested in it.
Oh yeah. And then just the stuff like it being made in the first place, whether or not you agree with choices they made, blah, 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 whatever, it just being made in the first place just increases the likelihood of more things like it being made in the future.
So for me,
yes,
I want any content that I can see about the Wheel of Time, because it makes me want to watch it.
I agree. I'm just my big caveat on this specific thing with the iWoT thing is they've been promising this, specifically a video game and an animated movie, either in a animated films accompanied by an animated series or vice versa. And for like almost 20 years at this point. And like at some point, you got to just let someone else do it if you're not going to do it.
Absolutely.
All right.
And I don't know.
They're very good at just planting on this whole franchise.
So Glenn right here says the entire fandom should collectively come together and raise money to buy the rights out from under iWoT. It would be like the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Like we all owned it.
Yeah, but then you'd have people battling to be on the chair, on the chairman of it.
Oh man, I want Tom there.
I'm gonna put a pin in that for right now, and I'll get back to y'all on that.
So let's talk about this announcement. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna revert back to the whole thing. Like, regardless, there's still, whether we want to like bet our future 401k money on this or not, there is a chance that something good comes out of this. And
there is a chance, but so here's the fun and the bad thing at the same time with this announcement is this was announced that Thomas Boo is the guy who does Arcane and League of Legends, right? Boo 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 boo. And so that was the Arcane was the considered the most expensive television series ever. Like even live action. Like each episode, I think cost about $14 million to make. The
They're not
entire
gonna do
series
that
so
with
far
reality.
has cost about $250 million for its 2-season,
That is not
18
going to happen
episode
with the Wheel of
run.
Time.
Absolutely.
Well,
hold on.
why not then? I mean,
Because-
fuck them then.
I'll
Dude,
tell you exactly why
okay.
not. I can tell you an exact reason why not. Very simple. Arcane is based off of one of the most popular video games and one of the highest grossing video games ever made that continues to make money year after year after year after year, coming from one of the highest, actually the richest video game company in the world, Tencent. That's why it's not going to get that much.
I'll give you even better reason.
Yeah.
Marvel right now. Marvel will not make a show longer than 8 episodes right now. And we are talking about, and there are 100 times more fans for Marvel stuff than there are for the Wheel of Time, even probably more than that. And they won't even put that much money. They won't even give a budget for stuff like that. So I mean, Wonder Man was probably like,
So good.
Did you see the trailer? Did you see me in the trailer?
Yes, I was like, is that my motherfucker? I thought I recognized you. I was gonna send a message. I was like, is that?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, I feel like if that was him, I would have
That's
known
awesome.
already. Like I feel like I would have heard. And I didn't want to be I didn't want it to be
Man?
Yeah.
messaging you and being like, no, I just confused you for another black guy that looked just like you.
Yeah, when
No,
they
it wasn't
introduced Ben Kingsley, I'm in the corner serving it.
That's what I thought. I thought it was you. Oh,
That's
that's so
awesome.
fucking awesome. That's so fucking awesome, dude. I was like, oh, no, that wasn't him. That wasn't him. I was like, if that was him, we would have known. That's like literally. I had this conversation with Aaron. I was like, if this was Jensen, I would have known this because he would have been talking about it. But you couldn't. You couldn't talk
No,
about
I
it.
couldn't. It was super
Oh my
fun.
god, yeah, that was so cool. That was
Yeah,
so cool,
man.
man.
I got to meet Ben Kingsley. That was awesome. Awesome day.
Do you know what episode that's in?
That is in the very first episode.
All right, I'm gonna grab a screenshot of it real quick.
Yeah, it's in episode 1.
All right.
Yeah,
Good job.
my buddy was like, dude, you got to watch the trailer. I was like, what? I was like, no. And then it was hilarious.
Oh, it's in the trailer too. All right, I'm gonna.
It's in the total. As soon as they introduced Ben Kingsley on the trailer, you can see me right there.
Wait.
All right.
So does that? All right. So does that help you?
You guys want to watch
Like,
the trailer real quick?
Sure. That
can
helps
we?
me all the time, dude.
Yeah. I got you right here. Hold on, I got you.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, as
I'm
soon as
filling
they,
this out
as soon
so
as,
Oh,
as soon
shit,
as they
I'm gonna
introduce
go to the
Ben,
wall.
yeah, as soon as they introduce Ben Kingsley,
wait,
I'm
no.
in the right hand corner.
I got a shot.
is
We need
this a little-
sound.
Little music.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. You can throw me up.
Wait, is it ready?
Yeah, it's ready.
All right. Let's bring this down.
That's hilarious.
Oh shit.
You got this, man.
Such a good show too. I love this show.
Oh, it's my La La Land, man.
I loved him as like his whole thing, his whole show.
There I am.
Right there.
Uh,
My man, right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on, come back.
that's hilarious.
There he is, right there. I'm gonna grab a screenshot. Hold on, so you can zoom in.
Oh man.
This is the wall. It's everything. If I get this close and I miss,
I'm gonna need you to sign this to confirm you don't have superpowers.
Who directed this?
That's a good question. I can't remember his name.
Shaw. I was born to play this character. Acting is the sum of everything you've experienced. The joy, sadness, loss, heartbreak.
Department of Damage Control considers Simon Williams an extraordinary threat.
They had 4 different directors. They did 2 episodes apiece.
Are you gonna use super speed or what? I'm gonna use my car, Trevor. Does that mean you do or do not have super speed? Let's go! Let's go!
Oh no, wait, there's more. Oh no, I thought there was like a little catch at the end, but that was
Yes. Yeah, man.
That
It was
was
super
so
fun
good.
working on that show, man.
I can only imagine. How is like
How
this
long did
big-
that? So that shot that just had the him centered, all nicely lit, you in the background. How long did that take?
That was
Like
that was a 2-day shoot. And like when we first went down, they didn't tell us what it was for. And then as soon as we walked in, I'm sitting there and I'm talking to one of the stand-ins, and he's like, "Dude, come here, come here." And he's like, "Look at the chair," and it says Marvel. And we're like, "What?" We're like, "What is it, dude?" Like, and we're all trying to get the script. We're like trying to like snake it so we can see. Finally, Ben Kingsley came out, and the producer sat us down and then went over the script with all of us. You know, signed us to secrecy and everything like that. But it was when Yaya came out, I was like, "Oh, it's Wonder Man. This is awesome."
Oh wow!
All
right.
But yeah, it was super fun. Super fun.
Here's a totally random question. So, like, they're creating a shot, right? And they got to light everything, and they know you're going to be on the right side, blah, 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 blah. Do you literally, like, get your own lighting?
Makeup, lighting, everything, because it's like you have to run. We ran those probably like 60 or 70 times, you know, over and over again from different angles, because they had 2 cameras on set, so we had to do it from a bunch of different angles because you don't want to see the other, you know, sides. So we had to do a lot of switches. But yeah, man, like there's the lights everywhere. You got to stay in the same cue when you're walking the same path. Your tape's down. Your you know, my color I think was yellow. I had a yellow stars I had to follow. But yeah, it's it's being able to see all the chaos and know that it's not chaos is super fun. Like it's just like you're just part of a cog sometimes, man. You're not the leads or anything like that, man. But it's fun. It's fun.
Hey, Tom, can we go back to just a shot of him on?
Yeah,
screen?
I got it. It's on the thing. If you
Okay,
there it is. There it is. There's our man right there.
They even angled it. You can't even see that I have 4 fingers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, oh man, people be like, "Look, he's AI."
Yeah, they really
They got
think
the
of
fingers
everything.
wrong. Look at the fingers. He's AI.
It looks like you're throwing hands. You're about to like do a little shadow boxing or something.
My thought was like you're gonna like either start dancing or like
You're
fighting.
gonna slap that guy in the face right there.
No, when
Yeah,
I'm
it looks
actually
like he's
telling
like
them,
1 2 1 2.
I'm actually telling them because like it's everyone in the whole restaurant knows the guy used to be a terrorist or whatever. And I'm like, I'm like, everything is fine. He's not a terrorist. I'll go get what you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's funny. So that's something I always kind of wondered when it comes to like background characters like that. So like you guys, obviously we can't hear you. So like you
the
guys
specificity,
have lines.
yeah, the specificity of everything. I mean, it's very specific down to the point where there might be a hole in my sock. Like, so yeah, the specificity is very, very like important. They
Okay.
and
But
like,
you're not telling him anything, right? You're just mouthing it.
oh no, sometimes it depends on what the show is. If it's like something like this, I'm definitely pantomiming. But if it's like, a cop series show like NCIS or something like that, I'm definitely using words because sometimes they use them. If you're saying less than like 5 words, it's a totally different thing, like, and I've even had times where they've like superimposed another voice on top of me. Like,
that has to do with like,
well, they don't have to pay me as much, but it's like then when I co-star a show, then it's totally different too. Because it's like, because then I have a stand-in and everything.
They have to pay you a certain amount if you say is it more than 5 words?
Yeah. It's but then there's a difference. Like after that, you're pretty much a principal, and it's
What? So a co-star is any lines?
No, a
More than 5
co-star.
words, more or less.
A co-star is a guy. A co-star is a guy who comes on, has 1 or 2 scenes, and has like just small banter. And I've done that a bunch of times. That's like, and then you go up to a guest star, and then that means the actual show, part of the show is about you specifically. You're a part of that, like, like you're going.
Yeah.
Or something.
Do you want to watch the scene real quick? Like the
Oh, I've seen it 1,000 times.
Oh, no, I meant,
but yeah,
these guys.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. I'll share.
Speaking of Galad, the guy who played Galad, I had no idea he was in the One Piece show.
Yep, he's Smoker.
Yep.
Did you watch did anyone watch the UK SNL that premiered yesterday?
No.
Hamed Animation, Loyal was in it.
Oh, wow, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, he's a permanent member of the cast. Really funny. I watched it this morning. Really funny. He was really good.
And Donald Finn is playing Moriarty now.
He's gonna be big. He's gonna be
he's gonna be gigantic. Yeah, he's gonna be a huge star.
Oh yeah.
Huge star.
All right.
Do you know what his favorite sauce is when he's eating fish? Tatar. Tatar.
He already are.
Tatar.
All right, so
funny joke.
I'm just gonna put out there. I think we need to do some sort of like reaction to Arcane. How many seasons of Arcane are there, Tom?
1 or 2.
Have you watched them?
Yeah, me. Yeah, I've watched Arcane. Yeah.
So that being said, let me ask all 4 of you. So I would like to think that there's a pretty good chance that if the 4 of us were up against any 4, and probably the world about the Wheel of Time, we could probably destroy it. So our opinions about this, I take very, very high. What do you guys think would be better, an animated series or a video game?
An animated series, absolutely. The world of the Wheel of Time doesn't lend itself very well to the style of open world video games that are currently in that are currently in style. I feel like it would be a vastly different experience of the world of the Wheel of Time than anyone can think of at the moment. Like I don't think it would lend well to it.
All right, what if it was a Souls like fucking hard as shit?
How though? What are you fighting?
I think it would have to be like. I think it would have to be like Grand Theft Auto.
Oh shit! You're stealing horses.
Honestly, I think it would be. I think it would be better with a more story-driven, less open world game like a recent game like Jedi Survivor or Jedi Outlaw. Those games they're labeled as open world, but they're not really open world. Like. Yeah, it's more on rails, and more, and the game is much more about the story than great gameplay, great sword, great lightsaber fighting, great force powers and stuff like that. But it's much more about the story than it is the gameplay, and I feel like the Wheel of Time would do better in that than with a truly open world RPG, because a truly open world RPG, there's just not enough that they could make it any kind of part of the story without degrading it. I feel like that's just I play a lot of open world games, and coming from games like current open world games, Assassin's Creed Shadows, just came out, Crimson Desert, pretty good game, but people aren't going to want to walk around and help a shopkeep find their lost dog. That's not Wheel of Time.
Yeah, you're right. Time. That's true.
And the little things like that aren't going to feel Wheel of Timey. The one power is not easy to do in a video game style that maintains the lore of the one power. They'd have to change it a little bit.
That's true too. That's true. See,
I just don't think it would lend well to a truly open world RPG. I think it would need to be more of like a little bit of an on the rails kind of RPG, like Jedi Outlaw or whatever it's called. The ones with Cal Kestis, the kid with the red hair.
now here is my idea. Now I know that my idea is very, very unorthodox, and I probably no one will have this idea. But the reason it is a third option, and it's not an animated series. Now, I'm a little bit old. Now, I don't know if you guys remember. Do you guys remember Xena, Warrior Princess?
Oh yeah, fucking love Xena.
And Hercules, Legendary Journeys. Now, those shows had full ensemble casts that played a lot of the characters that went through a ton of Greek mythology. I mean, probably all of it. And the actors got to work and do a lot of episodes. And I think that the Wheel of Time should be done that way in chapters as like a weekly or bi-weekly show.
Isn't it? Only I'm literally just asking for clarification. What is what is what you're saying different from what Amazon tried to do?
Oh, way, way lower budget.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. So you're saying like a popcorn TV show like Xena. Okay.
Yes, exactly like that. Because you will still be able to get the entire story. They had special effects, they had graphics, they had all kinds of good, cool things, and it was not as spectacular as how Amazon showed Roydeon. Of course not. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But as far as like Wonder Man had a lower budget than Wheel of Time, and they got a great episode out. You know, they didn't really get to the powers and everything till the end.
Yeah. The only problem would be is, are people okay with barely ever seeing the one power?
See, yeah, I agree with that too. But I think, and I mean, they showed magic and stuff in Hercules and
it doesn't have to
Xena.
be crazy. Like, no, it doesn't have to be like.
It wasn't crazy. It was
yeah. I'm not in Burning Man.
Okay, hold on. Let me describe something to you, and you tell me if you like it. Okay.
Okay.
So what we would get a lot of. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just like sodomide. His neighbor wants to milk his gonads. I think concern is maybe the right word for it. Yeah, like
should be a
little positive and negative concern,
Yeah, I mean, if everyone's consenting, then it's okay.
Yeah. But we all should be concerned.
At least they asked. That's good. Okay, so what I was thinking with, like, don't get me wrong, I honestly I don't hate it. Like, I don't immediately hate it. It would depend on when they staged it. Like, you know what, like a show like that would lend itself well to the break, like after the breaking, there was like 3,000 years of like reclamation.
Yeah,
not a lot of the one power. A lot of Aes Sedai are dead. Most of the men are dead.
Almost every guy that Matt has a memory of is alive and walking around the earth.
You don't need a big budget for sets because everything is pretty much destroyed and broken.
You know what? Like, I say just go canonical, man. Like the POV of a non-channeler. No, then you just look. Oh yeah, when like they're running away from the Trollocs in book 1 and like Moraine does a fucking wall of fire. That's just like, oh, she throws her hands up. We don't see what's happening, which none of the people do. Literally in the whole, none of them can see but Moraine. We don't need to see all the weaves. We just see the wall of fire. Yeah, right. That's why I'm fine with that.
I mean,
but it's not going to work if you follow the canonical books because there's just too much that happens that is going to cost way too much money. Winter Night alone would cost an exuberant amount of money.
That's why it did. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, it's fucking. All right, so then
I'm not even talking about one power. I'm talking about building the sets, destroying the sets, having 60, 70 Trollocs in costume, Like if it's going to be a low budget, you're getting 2 Trollocs. You're getting a building that gets like pushed over.
Yeah,
it's not exploding. True. There's no fire. Like,
like talking Star Trek, fucking. But
okay, so fucking Xena Warrior Princess, fucking Kevin Sorbo, Hercules budget level
so
shit.
how is any good television being made at all then, Tom?
AI, dude.
Obstacle day.
Well, they cost way much more money than people are willing to put up right now for this type of shit. I don't know why.
It would have been awesome if they would have done this in claymation 30 years ago.
Oh my god! See, that's why. Listen, Wheel of Time lends itself way more better to animation, and I would much prefer animation for it because
Let me ask-
it has to. You're right.
I mean, it's like only because
megaphone.
two Trollocs. That's what it would look like.
You can do everything.
The only thing is, like, if we were able to get a live action show with the appropriate budget, with good actors and good writers and everyone, the whole cast and crew, everyone great. Like, if we would have had the Amazon show by season 3 get an influx of money and keep going, it would have been great. But they obviously didn't want to put the money in it. So when Amazon turns it down, no one else picked it up, even though there was a big push for it.
They need
All right, so here's the question: like, if I mean, like, we don't need to relitigate, but if Rafe didn't decide to fan fiction it, gave us a somewhat honest interpretation of the books, would it have done better? And if it had done better, would all these subsequent projects be more likely to be successful? Would they be more funded?
It's the problem is, and Jansen can speak to this probably better, is that there's so much more that goes into the making of a show than is it doing well? Is it making money? Like, we know a large reason why the Wheel of Time got canceled was one guy in the studio that was in charge of picking what shows got made didn't want to make the Wheel of Time. So that is why it didn't get made. It had nothing to do with it. Like,
even though it's like Bezos, like, is Bezos so part of me is just like,
he's not even
Bezos
involved.
has nothing to do with it. Bezos has nothing to do with it.
I know, but like, just like, when it first came out, it was like wrapped up little hints that Bezos was a fan, and this was his like little pet project.
I didn't know that. I never heard that.
I highly doubt that.
I highly
doubt it. We talked about this.
I never heard that.
If Bezos was even a 10% fan and liked it,
it would have
still be going right now.
Yeah, it would still be going right now.
Right now.
It would have had more of a budget than $70
if he liked it at all. Like, dude, these guys get what they want. Trust me.
Jensen, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Jensen.
Yeah.
So when you have like 10 or 15 years ago, when you had like where it seems like they were throwing more money at actors, you had people that were making $40 million a movie, right? Because people were going to movies. You had like Friends, they were making like $1 million an episode each and all that shit, right? If they had tried the Wheel of Time, I guess even 10 years earlier, would it have been more successful?
I think that it would have been more successful even if COVID didn't happen.
That's 100. I mean, like, that's unequivocally true. Like, the reason why season 1 did so poorly is because of COVID. If COVID didn't happen, season 1 was able to do exactly the way they planned, I think that the show would still be going today.
Yeah, I definitely do too. I think because, I mean, every single time you think of the Shinarans riding those fucking horses, your heart drops. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. The worst thing I had ever seen. Yeah. It was horrible.
It was rough. The CG was rough. Know, but lack of color in the one power was rough. The Barney having to leave leaving the show mid episode 5 was crazy.
Remember, Nynaeve died that episode. Was it Nynaeve or Egwin? One of them died.
I don't even remember.
They got sucked out. They got
Egwene manifested healing and
I honestly blocked that out. But like, if we want to talk about the like the goal here was to talk about the video game and the animated series.
Exactly.
So if they were to do an animated series and they were to do it in the style, it would have to be in the style of like either like Arcane is too expensive. I'm just going to be flat out. That's way too expensive.
Why don't we do the Origins? Why don't we just adapt Origins? We all liked Origins. That art was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but that's the problem with that is every episode was a different artist. Most like it wasn't one cohesive. You can't do every single episode as different art styles. No one's gonna watch that.
It felt pretty cohesive though. Like
Yeah, I don't
Every
remember.
single
Were they
episode.
all different artists?
All
that's
different. Every single one of
surprising to
them.
me.
Yeah, every one of them.
All right. Well, I mean, so
So-
Yeah,
Different
that's
animation
shocking.
styles
Hey, look,
and
I literally don't care if it looks like the fucking Smurfs.
Well, if they do
lots of people do though.
if they do
I
make
would
this
watch
an
the
animated
Smurfs.
series,
Blue of Time.
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
if
I
they
mean,
make this an
Uh,
animated series, I have a special guest I'm bringing on
Oh,
who knows
yeah.
everything that he knows a lot about animated series. He has been a friend and he is one of my teachers from class. His name is Michael Yurchek. He is 4 voices on Naturo.
oh, that's cool.
Oh,
And he's
let's go! Here's my audition film right now. Let's go!
but yeah, no, he knows a lot, and I'm gonna start picking his brain more about this because he knows everything about these animated
Have
shows.
y'all seen oh shit, what's it called? The Mighty Nine. Vox Machina on it's also on Amazon, also an Amazon show. Vox Machina.
My son Lex watches it.
I love that. It was a great show. We did a rewatch of it like about a year ago or so. But the animation
Let's piggyback on that. Anime itself is really hot. Animation is really hot. My son, that's all he watches, and he's a 20, almost 22, and he's like yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Circus. He's watching all kinds of just weird animated things because it's animated. I mean, this is what this generation digs.
I'm
So
sure
what should it be rated?
It can be rated
PG-13, I think.
PG-13, I think.
PG-13.
Because
PG-13.
Because
I mean,
I don't think there's a lot of violence in the Wheel of Time.
but you can get away with that. Yeah, you can get away with that with PG-13 because it's drawn.
The only thing, well, it doesn't even matter if it's drawn or live action. The only thing that pushes it into out of PG-13 is sexual content. And since there's a distinct lack of sexual content in the Wheel of Time, I think they have no problem with.
I mean, we start getting sexual content in Fires of Heaven.
Yeah, but not like on screen. It doesn't need to be on.
Not like on screen, and also we get killing of babies.
Yeah, they just cut stuff out. Stuff gets cut out to make it PG. I'm not saying they take the books and adapt them scene for scene. I'm saying they make it PG-13, and
the violence in cartoon. I mean, so there's a cartoon called Attack on Titan that is extremely violent, where these giants are like eating people, and it's on just regular TV because it's animated. So there is a difference between live action.
No, they
and animation.
edit it on regular TV. They edit it for regular TV when it's on regular TV.
Okay.
No. Here we go. Glenn said they. Let's talk about killing baby watch. They killed a baby on BSG miniseries.
Yeah, not right on the screen though, and not super violently.
Like, I mean, if you remember in Game of Thrones, they did it pretty violently when
that was rated R though.
Yeah, that's true.
Or TVMA actually. It was TVMA.
Okay.
There's a really great documentary. There's a really great documentary on the rating system, by the way, just a slight off-topic thing. If anyone wants to watch it, it's called "This Film Is Not Yet Rated." It's from it's at least 10 or 15 years old, but it's fantastic. It's a really great documentary on like the inner workings of the MPAA and like stuff like that. It's about a director trying to get a movie made, and like he had such a hard time trying to get a movie made, and the bullshit that he went through, he was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm turning this into a documentary about having to deal with this bullshit. And then like created scenarios with scenes that he would submit to the MPAA to catch them on shit. Like, oh, you were okay with this other scene, but not this scene. And spoiler alert, if it's a woman enjoying sex, rated R, rated NC-17, rated TVM immediately. If it was a rape scene, no problem. even if it was more
Now-
gratuitous than the
Wow.
consensual scene. Yeah,
Wow.
That's gnarly. Also,
and that's
what do
not
you call
even
it?
the smallest portion of how
Yeah.
crazy that documentary was. But
It's funny
yeah, I
also to
think
think about like how these like norms have changed, right? Like Annie
little
Hall,
and-
there's a scene where she's like in her underwear doing cocaine in her bra and panties, and that was
that's
PG.
perfectly fine. Yeah, that's perfectly
but that
fine.
was like 30 years ago, right? But
Yeah,
like
it's still
now, I
PG
don't
today
know.
too.
It's more
No,
like
they're not
50 years
doing-
ago, bro.
They're not doing cocaine.
I mean, dude, they do that
In
on
their-
CSI, man.
They could. They
But that's
do
not
cocaine
rated-
on CSI. They do it on
Hell
Monday Show.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm an old fogey.
It's I know it's crazy. Trust me, when you actually look into why and what they rate different things, violence, no problem. Like you can have crazy amounts of violence and still have it as PG-13. It's when it crosses over into like gratuitous, like you can see someone's gut being ripped open and organs coming out, then it might go into R. But someone being cut with a sword and then falling off, a head being decapitated, can still be PG-13, no problem.
That's crazy. When we were kids, like we would watch like Platoon, and people are all fucking getting blown to bits, like blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
like guts hanging out. But if like a woman like took her top off, my mom would be like, "No, you stop!"
Perfect
running from the
example
TV.
of
Turn it
the
off!
American
Turn it
morality.
off! Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching The Shining as a little kid, and I had to close my eyes because there were boobs. I'm like, The Shining.
God.
Not the elevator of blood or the dead
Yeah.
lady in the tub or
Or the Scary Twins. I mean, the Scary Twins. I was like 8 or 9. Come on.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
All right,
But
I think Teflon Don, I believe you sharded last week.
yeah, that
I
might be.
feel like
It might be. We might be in
if it's
anal
your-
leakage territory.
I know if it's your thing, that's cool. If not, like you kind of keep announcing like you want advice. My advice to you is to seek medical care.
Yeah, I'm sure.
poop
I
in
think
your
Donald Trump
pants,
can
like-
can suggest some adult depends for you. That
Yeah,
you know,
Teflon Don. Well, welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah.
I imagine just all his chairs,
just
all the
covered in poop.
chairs.
all
just
of it.
shards,
That smells
just-
terrible.
Just it's like a mosaic, just like a truck stop mosaic. You ever go to a truck stop and you're like, how did poop get there?
So
Sure
this is
you'll
how
be
my
okay.
brain works. That just reminded me of one of my favorite lines from a movie. It's from A Bronx Tale. Has anyone seen A Bronx Tale?
Oh yeah.
I love one of my favorite movies.
Forget about it.
And it's so the main characters are kids mostly. They're like 14, 15, and they're introducing the kids, and the main character's introducing his friends, and one of them is called Coffee Cake. That's his nickname, Coffee Cake. And he goes, "Oh, why do you call him Coffee Cake?" And the camera looks at him, and he's got freckles, like solid, just freckle, like you can't even see non-freckled skin anywhere. And they go, "Look at him. It looks like someone held a screen in front of his face and threw shit at it." And I was like, Mike, that's your friend right there. That's your friend. That's your friends, though. Your friends. It's a New York thing, I think. I think it's a New York.
That's really
It
funny
is.
because like a lot of like women are like literally getting like little tattooed like freckles. They want the freckled
That's fun.
face.
I
thing.
have tattooed shit splatter.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right, well, so
Such a great movie, by the way.
what? So I mean, like, what stories do we think are being brought to life? If this whole thing comes through, like, what do we think the animated series is going to be?
Well, if it's an
know.
animated series and they really stay true to it, it's going to be, it's going to open up with a prologue called Dragon Mount. I mean,
Oh, you think they're just going to start over? Like,
yeah, I mean, and they're going to give, because if they
Probably.
want, because just like I said before, I was saying this to Ryan before, if they deviate from the story at all, the fans will destroy it.
Well, some fans will.
Yeah,
I
and some of those fans will not even let up. I mean, you guys have seen some of the stuff people said about it.
Yeah,
Well,
it was relentless,
but if you deviate from the story that much, why call it the Wheel of Time unless you're just using the characters and the IP, right? But for a video game, you gotta have the one power. So let's talk about the one power here. Is this something that they're going to like learn? Will we have angry on and shit like this, or what do you think?
So let me tell you at least what Larry Mandragon and Rick Selvig quite literally told me at Jordan Con 2.
Larry Mandragon.
Oh, shit. Okay,
Like
wait,
this
wait.
was their vision. This was their vision of a game in 2009, I guess it was, at the second Jordan Con, or 2011. I don't remember. But it was one of those. It was Jordan Con 2 or Jordan Con 3.
Were they guests of honor?
No, they were just there.
Okay.
They wanted to make a Wii game where you played as a accepted in the White Tower doing your accepted test. And they wanted the Wii controller to be like, there would be an on-screen prompt of like a symbol that you would have to draw with your Wii controller.
Well, hold on. This sounds
that was
awesome.
the one power.
That's a lot like Hogwarts.
Yeah.
This sounds rad. The Wii shit actually sounds rad. Go on.
Well, it's an exact copy of how Harry Potter
Well,
on Wii functioned, but
okay.
like that's not the one power though.
No,
that's not the one power. That's not how the one power works. That's not even one iota of the lore of how the one power functioned in any way.
Yeah, I think the game might be even better if I don't know if you played Skyrim.
Yeah.
I think you might have to pick a class and either be someone, and then the regular story goes through as you're in this world, and you come across those people. Like you can be a wolf brother, you can be, and you have to do things for your potential to be an accepted, to do more powerful things as a healer, or you'd have to pick a lot. It would have to be like that. That's how.
Well, there is a third option. Have you guys ever played any of the Telltale games?
Yes.
I hate those games. I don't like them.
Ooh, I like them. They're like choose your own adventure.
Well, they're very good. My daughter loves those games. So
I don't like games that are just like you pick a thing and then watch a cut screen. Like that's just me though. I know I'm not saying they're bad. They don't hold me. I've tried to play them. I've tried to play them with different genres and different things.
There's a game called Detroit that is like this, and I love that game too.
Detroit Once Human. Yep.
Yeah.
I tried playing that. Couldn't get through. I played it for about an hour and a half.
I can't either. Like I get bored.
I like it.
A lot of reading. A lot of reading.
A lot of reading. I know. You gotta. Your choices matter, guys.
Is that maybe the same people who made Heavy Rain?
I don't.
All right. No, that's different. Speaking of choices.
Oh yeah, this is exciting.
This WotCon guest of honor is Taylor Napier, aka Maxim.
That's exciting. I can't wait.
That's not Maxim, is it? No, isn't that?
Yeah,
that's Maxim.
I thought that was
who? Steppen?
Yeah. No, not Steppen. It's Yvonne's lover.
So there is a chance that Rafe might be going as the +1.
I could see it.
I actually doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But hey, we don't know if they're even still together. Maybe this is him branching out.
They're married.
Like we definitely.
Oh, they are.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, then the dude could show up. Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
No. You think that Rafe is going in a non-professional way to a Wheel of Time convention? There's no way. There's no way, guys. He is not going. He may be staying in the same city.
I think that is the exact reason why he's going, and them not announcing it. Like, because if they were to say Rafe is going to be at this small convention that usually only has 100, 150 people, 200 people, it's going to get people from all over the country going to just yell at Rafe.
Yep.
Whereas if Taylor Napier is the guest of honor and Rafe just also happens to be there, then that's better for him.
I mean, think about this, Dan. Think about this, Dan. We met one of Robert Jordan's relatives. What would he say if he knew that Rafe Judkins was going to be there? Remember how he felt?
Oh, he was not a fan.
No, at all.
What's his name? Brad Rigby? Jimmy Rigby? I don't know what his name was.
Something like that, yeah. He
Like,
was
look.
not happy.
I wouldn't fucking yell at the man. Like, whatever. I think like he, maybe if his priorities were different, or maybe he had more experience. I don't know why they even chose him. He had little to no experience.
I would ask
So
him what exactly. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah. But I mean, like, if we were sitting at the bar and he wanted my honest opinion, I would tell him, and that's fine. But I'm not gonna fucking yell at the guy. I would never go out of my way. Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
bullshit.
I
But
would
there are
I would
some
just
people
ask.
that would.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, would we be like backhanding people? Would we be like, all right, get out of the way, back? Like, I don't know. Like, would I be defending him if people start yelling?
I would. Because that's
that'd be
bullshit. You don't yell at somebody for shit like this. Like, this
No, you
isn't something
don't.
that you fight with somebody for.
Not at all. Not at all. I would actually defend him.
Yeah, you cannot like something that someone made and still be respectful and act like a human. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to walk by a painting that you don't like and scream at the artist. It's
yeah, and tear it off the wall. Like, that's
it's,
not how things work. And
Yeah.
any fantasy being made and being successful is good for all fantasy. If this is the problem that always drives me crazy when people that claim to be fans of things shit all over projects when they get made, is that's only going to make studios not want to pick up things like this.
exactly.
Because they're not, you know what? We can't make the diehard fans happy. And if the diehard fans shit all over it, it's going to stop new fans from coming in. So why even bother trying?
Oh gosh, how dare you?
That's
How
what
dare
it
you
is.
throw this on our shoulders? Come
Well,
on.
you. I'm not saying on you.
Tom, I mean, like, Brandon Sanderson just got like one of the biggest deals in fantasy history. Apparently, he got all creative control. He's literally addressing this.
But he got that for his work.
His
No,
work,
and you're
not
right.
real
So,
time.
and it's going to be fascinating to fucking start consuming it and criticizing
will.
it because, like,
part of me,
like it's
part of me
literally
hopes-
he's. Go on, Tom. Yeah.
I was going to say, I hope that this does well, and it shows not necessarily that you have to hire the author of the project to write the screenplay, but that you need to let the creatives be the ones that are in charge of creating the thing and not studio executives and things like that. Like, if a creative like Brandon Sanderson can come in, like, just because you're an accomplished author doesn't mean you're going to be able to write a screenplay. They're two completely different things.
No,
I wish
absolutely.
I knew
But,
who their,
yeah,
I wish I knew who their consultants were. I wish I was in a room so I could hear the consultant actually say.
Oh yeah,
that
I mean, like, look at Brandon Sanderson has been so successful over the last 10 years. That is why he was able to do this. George R.R. Martin couldn't do this.
No.
And the guy that holds the rights for Pern, what's her name's son? That the Pern show is now being made. The Dragons of Pern, like that whole thing. They're remaking that now. He doesn't have full creative control. No one has ever had this other than Brandon.
Yeah.
And it's solely because of his success as an author and his personal, like, outside of Tor, his success. Like, he's created his own publishing company.
So there you have it. He
Yeah.
may be the only way, once this is successful, the clout that he is going to have and the connection that he has to the Wheel of Time, it may be that Brandon Sanderson is the only way that this actually happens the right way.
I don't know. I don't see him doing it, only because of how he likes to. And I'm not saying he wanted to distance himself from Wheel of Time. He wanted to do his own stuff.
Absolutely.
So, like,
Absolutely.
I just don't see him
All right.
doing it.
All right. So, Lord of the Rings, highly successful trilogy. Who is the director? Peter Jackson, right?
Not
Yes.
the show, though.
The story goes that he, in the writer's room, he wrote on like a chalkboard or whatever, "This is not about you." And he instructed his writers to try and make Tolkien happy. Like, their whole project was to create a show that's successful in this medium, but would make the original author happy. And that, I think, is the recipe for making a great show, because these are great stories. And if you think you're going to come in and write a better story on the backs of an already amazing story, that type of hubris is failing time and time again. It's just
It's not
work.
That's not
They
true.
also, they
that's
can't make the same story on. They can't do it.
Yeah, it's impossible.
No, I know
literally
it's not about
impossible.
that you can't do it. It's that you have to omit things that you can't fit in, but you're still doing the fucking story. It's not an impossible math equation. These are just choices.
As
They're
soon as
choosing
you
to
take-
modernize.
So okay, hold on. Let's forget about
story.
changing. Let's forget about changing anything. If you're trying to make somebody who is dead like something, you're never going to do that. That's an unattainable goal. So let's just throw that right out the window.
I mean, it's a metaphor.
I know,
Yeah,
but like
obviously,
I understand. You stay true to the story. But if you've read the Lord of the Rings books and watched the Lord of the Rings movies, vastly different. Many changes.
Yeah.
And there were people that were just as angry about the changes that they made to Lord of the Rings as there were people that were angry about the changes they made to the Wheel of Time when
Tom, it's disingenuous to compare the two. The changes between Wheel of Time and Lord of the You just
Wheel
did.
of Time is unreal.
You just did.
Ryan brought up Lord of the Rings. I didn't bring
Yeah,
up Lord
you
of the Rings.
said you said a lot of people were just as mad as like.
Yeah.
I mean, I just so. Anyways, go on.
How is it disingenuous? No. How is it disingenuous? I'm curious.
Well, consider one small thing that they can't do. There's one small thing that they can't do.
Because the changes weren't nearly as egregious. The changes were minor in the scope of things compared to the Wheel of Time. Sure.
Egregious to whom?
Egregious to the story.
But in whom's view?
In the view.
No, I just think it's a matter of scale. The common parlance is that Lord of the Rings is fairly just like seasons 1 through 3 are very like close to the books. There are changes, but
it's just like the
sorry. It's like that's the common understanding. Like Lord of the Rings is fairly faithful. There are changes.
They cut out about 30 years of time that passes in the Lord of the Rings.
They cut out. They didn't change. They cut out. They edited, they edited. They didn't change.
Okay, they take out. Say this. They take out the fact that Rand can't have 3 women fucking them all, and them okay with it. All right. Now, just as they take that out,
they just didn't get there yet.
Of course, but they weren't going to have that.
I mean, you can say that, but we don't know that.
And here's the thing: they're not going to have that. Not in this day and age. With Me Too and all this, they're not going to have that. They're not. I know they won't. They will not do it, dude. They won't do it. They will not do it.
Yeah.
We could speculate on that, but we don't know that.
It's fine. It's a small
they already.
point.
But I mean, if you look at it, they already set it up so Min was not going to be anywhere near sleeping with Randall Thor. I'm telling you right now. And here's the other thing: when they do that, they got to figure out something else to do with those main characters, and that is when the fans come in and say that's bullshit.
I was fine with it as a fan.
I get it. I totally get it. So was I. But
so was a lot of people.
We're not who they're trying to get, though, because we're not where the money's coming from. It's the 10 people times us that they're trying to get the money from.
But it wasn't. Yeah. But that's the thing. The people that were angry were a very small but vocal minority of fans. Every single episode of season 2 and season 3, when it came out, top episode of the week of every show beat House of Dragons, beat The Boys. It beat every single show.
It did
every week.
But they were not going to have Randall Thor with 3 girls, man.
I mean, you would say that, but I don't know.
No way. I mean, unless it was a different timeline and he broke up with them, maybe that's the only way. But they're not going to all be. He's not going to have 3 wives like he's like a pharaoh with concubines.
But it wouldn't be like a pharaoh. They were very evenly in dichotomy of power. I think that they were going to end up giving him 2 wives and Min ending up with Matt with the way things were going, and I was fine with that.
Yeah, see that blows my mind. Like,
see, that's weird.
See that already like that's not the story.
Huge changes. That's like
it could be the story.
What do we do? It's just like playing Risk.
Watch it
with the same and
see what happens.
Playing Risk. I like that, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I watched it and I thought it was whatever. But like,
well, so let me speak if I can. So Game of Thrones, we recognize it as being very good, then kind of good, and then not very good, and then shitty. And the decline was as it branched off from the original story. If they had
there was no story.
There absolutely is.
When
It
the
just
book
didn't
ended-
finish.
Yeah,
It just didn't have a conclusion. But
They passed where the books are.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
what
I
do they
think
do?
you're
Not
saying the
make
same
the
thing,
show?
yeah.
Exactly. And so this should have been a lesson that maybe the author itself has the better
dude, this
idea.
was show based, man. Game of Thrones. There was no way in hell they weren't going to try their hardest to have a conclusion to that, man.
Yeah.
It was too big of an
Right.
epic for them not to have one.
And it's considered a failure.
It
Not
was
because it deviated from the books, though,
Yeah,
but
it
because
was-
the writing was terrible.
it was horrible, but like they had to have one,
Yeah.
man. They
You can
had
have
to.
good writing and deviate from the books. They're
And
not,
that being
But
said,
what I'm saying is the first 2 seasons were considered spectacular because they more or less stayed pretty true.
that's
What was going on
they
in the
didn't-
story?
They didn't stay true to the books as much as you think for the first
yeah,
two
there was,
books.
I know that they changed a lot.
Yeah,
I
but it
read,
also-
I read, like they changed. a lot.
Which series of the 3 of the Lord of the Rings, of Game of Thrones, and of the Wheel of Time, which do you think had the most egregious changes to its storyline?
none.
It sounds
none.
like for you it's a toss-up. I think it's Wheel of Time by
I don't think any of
far.
them.
Far,
I
yeah.
don't think any of them are. But you're using the word egregious, which means bad.
Egregious, meaning hubristic, meaning prideful.
Bad.
I mean, I think the biggest
I don't
flaw.
agree. I
See,
disagree
what I
with
didn't
all of
like
them.
about the Wheel of Time, I thought like the way that they used the magic and tried to change it was very bad for everybody.
In what way?
Mhm.
Just it was inconsistent.
Uh-huh.
It was like at one point, like you can save lives, and at one point you can't. At one
Oh
point,
yeah.
it was like, wait a second, where's the power level here? Like all of a sudden she has the power to heal an entire room of like 50 people, but it was just, it wasn't, the scale was very, very different. It shouldn't have, they didn't know what they were doing with that. And they tried to clean it up. They tried to clean it up, but it wasn't great.
I don't know if I would say they didn't know what they were doing. I definitely agree that weird death and healing thing at the end with Nynaeve and Egwene was dumb. I don't know what they were thinking there. But for the most part, like especially season 2 and season 3, once they were able to show weaves and the different differentiations of the weaves, they had a pretty cohesive way to show
better.
the one power.
It got better. I mean, they changed way
levels-
too much.
Yeah,
The
power levels, on the other hand, are hard to show because they're hard to show in the books too. The only way we get them in the books are the channeling characters describing the feelings they get from the other channeling characters.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can feel they're so strong. Oh my God, it dwarfs even this person who I thought was strong.
Yeah.
And then we know how strong they are. But like if a character was just like on TV, oh my God, I can feel that they're so strong. Like people would be like, that's dumb. Like,
yeah, they could have been a way for them to make that visual, because they did that even with,
They did.
you remember, they did that with Stargate.
yeah, no,
With the
did
guys
it.
coming out. They did that with Stargate. You could see the power coming out.
They did it in the show. The way they did it was they showed people healing, with
Yeah.
and how healing worked, and then they showed Nynaeve explode and heal everyone in a room.
Yeah.
That was how they showed it.
Yeah. And
Right.
They did so
Right.
deep
Yeah, yeah.
with TVs.
Let me. There is a live action movie coming out for He-Man.
But do we want to go back to talking about the cartoons?
Well,
And,
let me-
what a cartoon
let me-
was?
If I can finish, let me finish my question first, and then we can ignore it and just throw it. The He-Man itself is live action. It is a fantasy series. It is beloved by a lot of people, but it doesn't have a story. There is no He-Man story besides character development. There's a bad guy and a good guy, and that's it. And that's kind of the same thing with Marvel, right? Where there's good guys and bad guys, and there are stories, but you can do whatever the fuck you want with that, right?
Yeah,
And
but they do take from Marvel though. They take a lot of content from the
Okay.
actual story.
Granted, I'll grant you that. but is this like what we should want from like the Wheel of Time or something like this, where it's
The Wheel of Time is not a
like
comic book.
a tabla rasa? Well, House of the Dragon. Well, House of the Dragon
No,
is written
because Randall Thor is not like Superman. Like Superman has a bunch of like different enemies that this day he had this, it's a story. It's not like a comic book where you're gonna pick it up every week and find out a new story or something going on. Because that started in the paper. Those
exactly
not gonna happen like that. Is
Rand's growth is the thing. All of the characters' growths are what propel people to continue to read. So if you threw someone on screen that's just fighting a bad guy a week and call it the Wheel of Time, I think that would be egregious, because that is where you lose the heart of the story and the soul of the story to just making something for money.
Well, I mean, obviously I was simplifying it, but if you had a Skeletor type Ishamael, and if there were like a Beast Man and a Tila and like these other minions that were kind of forsaken, I mean, I'm not saying that it's a good idea at all. I'm not saying it's a good idea.
I'll bet you that the people at iWoT want that to happen so they can sell their like action figures and all that shit, but that would be horrible.
but so my point, I guess, the long point is, do we just consider the Wheel of Time as like an old favorite horse that we can just leave in a pasture now, and it's just too hard or too whatever in order to kind of do it? Go ahead.
No, not necessarily. I like live action, yes, but if it's going to be picked up for an animated series, I think they could still do that. But live action, I just don't think there's no business interest in it.
You need $500 million at least to do this, man.
And we as a fandom showed all of the different streaming companies and studios that there was still a huge base of people that wanted to see this happen, and no one picked it up. So I think a live action Wheel of Time anything is going to be dead in the water for quite some time.
I mean, here's the thing for me.
But Dan,
they would have wanted to do it. They would have, if they can do One Piece, man.
Oh, One Piece was great,
and it looks fantastic. It looks great. And I watch these shows, and I'm like, and they can't do the Wheel of Time. I mean,
because it's simple.
The Rings of Power.
The Rings of Power is bad, though. No one likes it.
It's bad, but as far as the way that they did it and shot it and the way it looked was unbelievable.
Gorgeous.
And it's like,
that was 400. That's what $400 million gives you.
$400 million. Yeah, exactly.
So check this out. And this kind of gets at the heart of like how I get discouraged during these conversations. Mama Garden, the 90 death scene made sense when you look at the behind the scenes about the makeup. You can see a difference, blah, blah, blah. But once they did the color grading, all the difference was lost. And I'm saying, like, that's crazy thinking to me. Like that's like it's like I've been in bands, I make an album, and I'll be like, oh, hey, guys, if you'd only heard 2 mixes earlier when I did this shredding bass solo, but they muted it or blah, be like,
it's all that compression. You can't hear
why do we fucking care? Why do we even know this shit? It's like we're looking at the product, and if the product's good or not, then we can make a judgment. Like something about being a part of this fandom has skewed. It almost makes me want to find rationale for something I just didn't like. It's like, if it's not,
I don't think Moment Garden is saying that we should be okay with it. I think he's saying that there were things lost in the making of it that would have made it better. I don't think he's saying, if you go and watch the extras, it makes it fine. I don't think that's what Noman Garden is saying. I think he's saying,
but okay, yeah, thank you. And then, like, if Noman Garden was here, I'd just buy him a beer and we'd all be good. But like,
but we didn't. Right.
We never
these conversations are frustrating.
Right, to your point, we do make excuses. The fandom did make a lot of excuses for this product, and we still hear it. We're like,
are we not counting season 1 in that?
we're counting all of it. There's a lot of excuses that were made. I mean, the Barney, the COVID. I heard COVID for a long time, and I'm like, well,
everything, any
Yeah,
complaint
right.
you have about season
What-
1 or the story of Matt is answered with COVID. So there's no like, it's not that it's
Yeah.
happening again and again. It's the same answer.
But if I'm just a fan of a show and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh hey,
Yeah.
how do I rate the 3
You're-
seasons? I'd be like, yeah,
You're
season
not
1
just
last.
a fan of a show, though. You're
I-
you. We're here talking about it.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, no,
Uh-huh.
and so and I'm more critical because they changed my story. So like my hopes and prayers and dreams
that's a
of
you
finally
thing.
seeing my book come to life like didn't happen. And
My thing is you have to dissect your personal feelings about it and look at
But
it.
in 25 years, are people going to watch this and go, "Oh, well, there was that COVID"?
In 25 years,
but they'll watch all 3 seasons and say, "Man, that show really got its legs in season 2 and season 3. I wonder why they canceled it."
That's one of the reasons why Lord of the Rings also did so well. It was like 50 years before they did a movie after they was written. You know, it was a long time, I believe, maybe 40.
Very, very long time. I think
Very
it was
long
more than
time.
50.
Yeah, maybe more than exactly. So it's like those stories don't have the fresh minds that the Wheel of Time has.
Yeah.
Especially, people. So many people were looking for failure. They wanted this what they wanted, and we didn't get that, obviously, and we never will get the exact story from the books on.
No.
We'll
It's
never
not
get
possible
that.
to do.
Yeah, we'll never, ever, 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 ever get that. So
I guess it's just a limitation of like the medium, and I guess I have to lower my like expectations of what this medium can provide for
and
me.
like that's what I'm saying, a PG-13. So you said PG-13. You think they're gonna have Rand have 3 girlfriends with PG-13?
Yeah, as long as they don't show them all engaging in sexual anything. Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I love the hypocrisy. They'll give Perrin a wife and then kill her by stabbing her in her gut, even when she might literally be pregnant, and that's fine. But Rand having sex with 3 women you cannot show that. And I'm getting.
He never had sex with all 3 in the books either.
The hypocrisy is ridiculous.
That's
like just America for you.
Yeah. No, and it goes back to literally what we were talking about without even knowing it. Like we were talking about this whole phenomenon of like our mom getting in front of the TV when Boob's around. She's like, close your eyes.
And that also takes away entirely from Matt's character, because there's how many scenes in the book where Matt is sitting there in his room with tits just sitting in his face?
Yeah, so many.
I mean, it's
Yeah, there would be no Over. Over is a boob man by far.
Yeah, he's a motorboat.
They would definitely have Over would be a number one. He would be a number one.
Over's like
he wouldn't. They wouldn't have a child touching sexually an adult woman. They can have him allude to things, and they can have.
You could have him mimicking Matt and saying,
exactly.
They could definitely do that.
Exactly.
But yeah,
like if you want to look at I hate to just refer to it again, but the that documentary that I mentioned before, quite literally is as much violence as you want almost, but as long as there's no positive sex scenes in it, like it could stay PG-13, and that's a truly just an American thing. Like if you look at UK ratings and like Japanese stuff, like. On normal Japanese TV, they will show straight up hentai, but they'll blur they'll blur literally just the penis and just the vagina, not like the whole area, just the penis and just the vagina will be blurred, but you can clearly see everything that's happening. And that's Japanese television, normal Japanese.
It's frustrating, isn't that, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, it's so frustrating. I really love my hentai, really especially when it's tentacle porn and half the screen is freaking is blurred. It's crazy.
All right, that's hilarious.
But the
suck my sucker.
But the
suckers.
The idea, my problem is when people make definitive statements like the show is bad, fans hate the show. I am a fan, and you'd be hard pressed to find someone who's more of a fan than me. I quite literally have a character in the books. I've been to Robert Jordan's house. I'm on first name basis with his wife. I loved the show. I liked it. I have very few complaints about the choices that they made that weren't influenced by outside external forces.
No, and that's great. And I love that's a great point of view to have on our show. We don't often have someone being so positive. Jansen's always hoping we're going to be positive. But
listen, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not saying you guys are wrong for your opinions. You guys can have your own opinions about things. It's just when people make definitive statements, this is bad, they did bad, they're bad, they don't know what they're doing, they're not really fans. That's when I push back. That's the only time.
I mean, well, okay, all right, yeah. To be honest, I do feel like when I say my feelings about it, like you are correcting me in a way that I don't know what I'm talking about, and I get that, but that's why these conversations are difficult, because a lot of it's just it just tastes like if we're reading a book, do we like this chapter? What about it? Those conversations get muddied when I don't know. It's there's an underlying I don't know, emotional thing.
It's very simple.
You
just say, I don't like it. It wasn't for me.
My favorite chapter in all of Wheel of Time was The Road to the Spear, and I'm very happy that they did it justice.
Yeah, that was the greatest.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. So great. And there are things from the show that I objectively think were better in the show than they were in the books.
I do too.
The accepted tests, Nynaeve's accepted tests, fucking phenomenal. The ones in the books. Oh, the idea is that you're supposed to be escaping from these accepted tests where you want to stay, and you're choosing to instead go back to the White Tower. Except Nynaeve's first accepted test was being chased through a hedge maze naked by Agenor. Of course she's going to want to leave that. Test.
Yeah. See, I loved when what they did with, what's her name, Dansame, the Aes Sedai from the Age of Legends.
Yes.
I loved how they used her, and through that entire history, I thought that was brilliant. That brought so much more cohesion than it did in the book. I thought that was great.
And then seeing her at the end all old.
Exactly. Yeah. And she took the place of the two Aes Sedai that were, in Rhuidean with the test. But I thought it was great how they did that. That was awesome.
Yeah. They alluded to it. The fans of the series who have read the books know what they're showing there in the same sense. And people that have no idea what's happening still get the same information that you got from the books, that there was an Aes Sedai, that they safeguarded these objects, that they brought them to this area, that they interned the people that lived there into guarding them and putting them in this city. It's all the same information, just given
her skin looked like parchment. Exactly. It was great.
She looked like, and they've already established at that point that to the viewer, even the viewer who wasn't a reader, that Aes Sedai lived for a very long time. It take them a very long time to show age. So
she was old.
Yeah.
That was great.
You could tell how much time had passed. They did a lot of stuff great with the show. There was stuff that they didn't do great with the show. But that's true for every TV show that's ever been created, including Game of Thrones, including There's things I like about Rings of Power.
Yeah, I liked some stuff. I liked a little bit.
Oh yeah, the set design. The casting, the acting was great. Just the writing is just so bad.
It was bad. Yeah, it wasn't
so bad. Or at least I didn't like it, and most people don't. It didn't make that much money. It got less viewers every episode than Wheel of Time did. It was just objectively, ratings wise, not great.
And it's so this is fascinating. Compare that to the recent Night of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
I don't know how well that did, actually. I'm curious.
It's not doing bad. I know it did better than they thought it was.
Yeah, I think it's doing great, and it's slow. It's slow as fuck. Which I don't mind. I love that shit. I
loved every episode of that show.
It's character driven. It's dialogue driven. The sets are still immersive.
Oh yeah,
everything's very subtly done.
It did very well. It hit every episode hit records.
Yeah, did
Right.
really well. Like I
So,
got a
and
couple of
that's
friends who are
fascinating
like,
because Lord, whatever the Rings was like super slow too, but
guys, I
is
am
have
so sorry. I just found
yeah.
out it was 8:30. I need to go.
Oh shit!
We gotta
Yeah.
go.
It's late. It's
All
getting
right.
late.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was wonderful.
Rabbit.
This was an awesome talk, guys. I love all of you. I hope I see you very soon.
You
Yeah.
too, man.
Have a
I'm
good
glad to
week,
get to see you
Jansen.
in Wonder Man. That was fucking awesome, bro.
That was great. Thanks, guys.
All
You
All right.
guys take
All
it
right, have a
easy.
great night.
Later, man.
That's Rabbit, right?
Wadaholic Aussie got it. He understood the assignment.
All right.
I love seeing your naked legs.
That's a rarity. Normally he saves that for the behind the paywall.
Oh,
Speaking of the paywall, we do have a Patreon. We do have YouTube membership. But yeah, because we do this shit ad free now. So if you want to support it, that's a great way. We have merch. If you want to buy your Bella t-shirt,
Get a Bella t-shirt, guys.
have
I
at it,
agree.
Haas. Brother Dan's going to be performing Watchnary at JordanCon this year.
Yay.
Hell to the
exciting.
yeah. I wish I could make it.
oh.
Maybe next year. Fuck it. Tom, do you have anything to promote before we leave?
I got we're rewatching the Star Wars Clone Wars season 2 and 3 on our Monday 9 p.m. Eastern rewatches. I got a different guest every week. This week we have a someone I met as a guest at Multiverse Con, which is also in Georgia. Happens in October every year. Fantastic convention. If you enjoy JordanCon and you can get to Georgia or live in Georgia, Multiverse Con is also a lot of fun. Very similar to JordanCon. And we also have Patreon, and on our Patreon, even the free tier membership. So I encourage everyone to follow even at the free tier, because we do book clubs. Right now we're reading The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Bullman. And when we're done with the book club, we're actually going to interview the author of the book with the book club. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So there's a lot of fun, a lot of stuff that we do with that. And video games. We have a video game, even for the free members, video game servers that we host for games like Minecraft, Enshrouded, V Rising, Satisfactory, 7 Days to Die. Lots of open world survival RPG games, because that's the games that I like to play a lot.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Good job, man. That was off the dome.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. That's why, there's probably so much more. Yeah, Noman Garden has been he really enjoyed this book. I'm really excited to chat with him about it when we do our book club meeting at the end of it.
All right, Daughter's War. Okay,
Is the next one. That's the next one. And apparently, he's the second book in this series is coming out soon, this month, I think, or maybe it came out already. I'm not sure.
Fuck yeah. All right, everyone. This has been great. Tune in next week. We might be doing philosophy. We might be not.
No, we definitely are. We're talking to Jacob Held again.
Is that next week?
That's next week.
All right. Next week we have Jacob M. Held, the editor and author of Wheel of Time and Philosophy. He had a great appearance about a month ago, so it's great. We're going to talk about his second chapter he wrote. Don't want to
about free choice. It's their choice to make. Rand's vision of free will and evil.
All right,
that's really cool.
Amazing. All right, well, hey everybody. Until next time, run for your lives. This is the way of the Leaf.